Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time, you're in it for a nice treat. So today we're going to talk about how did I survive my first month as a dad. So Luna is a little baby girl. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. But I was not ready for this. It's like I didn't know what was going to happen, and it definitely made me think of making this video for any future father out there that is coming and they're wondering what's going to happen and what is it like. And I want to talk to you like one-to-one, like I'm not a medical professional, I'm an engineer. So if anything, hopefully this helps. So from like a future parent to recently parent kind of basis. Um, but yeah, and secondly, and more important than anything, I want Luna to watch this video in the future. I want Luna to be able to like watch this video and see what we were going to, and the younger father at the time, what he was thinking. So first of all, let's talk about the setup. There are like 5 items that I want to talk to you about that hopefully is that work for us and it might work for you. First, setup. The most important thing that you need at home is really 2 things: a bassinet, and where are you going to be changing the diapers. We're changing diapers all day long, 10 a dozen times per day. Luna, makes it happen. So the reality is you really need a dedicated place to do this. You don't want to wing it. You don't want to say, hey, let's do it on the table. Let's do it on the dining table. We had like a little changing table that we bought, nothing special, and it had some drawers, and that's where we change it. Now, shout out to Josh, which gave us the hatch to actually do the changing and the waiting there. Thank you, Josh. But that's where it goes. That's it. Luna takes a trip. We go there. We change her. It's the place. Now, the second place is the bassinet. She's going to spend a lot of her time sleeping. So that's where we have a bassinet at home. And before Luna was born, this was there in her nursery. We're in New York, so there's not a lot of space. But there is a place for her to change. There is a place for her to sleep, period. Everything else, we thought it was optional. But we had a lot of other things, but those are the 2 things that really I think you're gonna use from the moment that you walk into your apartment from the hospital, right? Obviously, you're gonna need, like your car seat and stuff, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the experience. So the moment that Luna got home, she was sleeping, and we put her to sleep on the bassinet, as I said, and she was like passed out, and we're like super happy. We're like at home. My wife is recovering from the crazy thing that is having a baby, and your partner is going to be recovering, and this is your time to shine. And that's what I really wanted. I really wanted to like do everything I can here to set it up. Now, luckily for us, my mother-in-law is here. My mother-in-law has been incredibly helpful. We couldn't have done it without her, so big shout out to her. We could have been completely miserable. I think we will fail if she wasn't here to help us. So I guess if you have the ability to have family, friends to help you, either in a full-time capacity or a part-time capacity, that would be phenomenal. And it really makes a huge difference. She's always helping us, like washing the stuff, helping my wife with the recovery, and she's a fantastic cook. So we have amazing Korean food every day, and that's a game changer. Koreans have this food called miyeokguk that is for like recovery, and my wife drinks us every day, but that's a completely separate story. Okay, so now that you have your home set up, there are a couple of things that I'm going to talk about feeding that are other 2 items that have changed the way I do things, and it's very, very helpful. But before that, I think it's a mentality change that was so hard for us to like get used to. We adults work in a 24-hour calendar, right? You have Monday, Tuesday, you have your days of the week, whatever, and we sleep at night, 8 hours, and then we leave in the day, normal, for most of us at least. Now, here's the thing. Ooh, Luna might be waking up. We'll see. Okay, I think she's good. That's it. I might have to cut it. This is the life. This is the life of the dad. Okay, so instead of thinking, and it's the middle of the day, that's what I'm talking about. So instead of thinking of 24-hour windows, you really need to change your mentality to cycles. And what is a cycle? A cycle is the time that Luna takes from the moment she wakes up crying. You feed her, you burp her, you probably have to change diapers, then you just play with her for a little bit and like, rock her a little bit, and then you put her back to sleep. That is the end of the cycle. Now, when she sleeps, that is actually the end of the cycle, and then you have 1 cycle. Now, ideally, what we did is we started that cycle to be 3-hour period. And then you multiply that times 8, and then that's your 24 hours. Your days are gone. Forget about it, Dada. Your days are gone. It's all about the cycles. And the cycles are non-stop, which means over that first weeks, doing it at night is really rough. Okay, Luna woke up. Case in point, I'll be right back. So yeah, cycles. So when Luna goes to sleep, she sleeps, and hopefully she sleeps from 2 hours or more. At the beginning, when Luna, during your first week, you didn't sleep more than 2 hours because your belly was so tiny that you really needed to eat all the time, and it was so cute. So you keep waking up, but that's okay. So that's your cycle. Now, the reality is, during the first weeks, we didn't make it at all. It will take us longer to feed her. It will take us longer to put her to sleep. It will take us, like, by the end of the 3 hours, maybe we put her to sleep at the 2 hour and a half mark, and we're like, oh my God, she's gonna wake up in 30 minutes. And she did. So if you fail a cycle, when we fail a cycle, we're just like, okay, whatever, let's get over it. There's gonna be more cycles, infinite cycles for all of our life. I will say, don't hit yourself too hard. I mean, we didn't. And we just kept going through the next cycle, until you get a little bit better and you get the handles of it. During the first week is literally every 3 hours, like nonstop, throughout 24/7. Like, you're not gonna sleep. That's the end of the story. So let's talk about sleeping for a little bit. So what we did is we actually are splitting the sleeping part a little bit. So I am actually doing the night shifts for Luna so that my wife can sleep on night. She really needs to sleep, and she's recovering from the operation, so it makes sense. So during the night, I'm the one that like starts the cycle, does the feeding, the diapering, the putting back to sleep, and then half asleep, I jump back in bed, and that's it. And my wife gets to sleep at night. Then when 7 a.m. hits, that's when I get my rest, and then I actually hand it over to them, and then to my mother-in-law and my wife, and then I wake up, and in the middle of the day, it's all of us in our cycle situation. So bottom line, change your mindset. No more days, they're gone. It's cycles. Your life is cycles now. That was first week. Second week, probably the same. Third and fourth week were more interesting because Luna started to like realize that there is a little bit of nighttime. Every time that we did the night feedings, we didn't turn on the lights a lot. I mean, obviously the middle of the night, so it's very dark. And then she just eat, diaper, sleep. During the day, we bring her downstairs, we play with her, here where I am, and then she sees the slide. And I hope, Luna, that you started recognizing that there was like a difference between night and day. And by week 3, you already started picking it up. And you started picking it up that we needed a little more sleep. So the cycles, instead of being 3 hours throughout the day, they started becoming longer at the end of during the night. Yesterday, actually, for Luna's first month, she slept 5 hours, and that was glorious, completely glorious. I was so happy about it. So it starts changing, but that's the life. Basically, everything is in cycles. You need to plan ahead, and that's gonna happen. Now, it could happen that she has bad dream or something, and then wakes up and destroys the cycle, and then we have to start all over. But what we have done is, Luna, we have made sure that you eat a lot, and you're a very good eater. You finish all the bottles we give you. It's like on fire. The diapers are also on fire, but that's a good thing, they say. Bottom line is, we feed her well so that she's very tired, and we play a little with her, we put her to sleep, cross your fingers that it's a long time, and then keep going. The pediatrician told us that during the first weeks to really definitely stop you from sleeping a lot, more than 3 hours over the first week, to make sure that you gain your weight. Luna was a petite baby, 2.98 kilograms, and by the end of the 2 week, she was already back she was already at 3.1. So that was fantastic. So she started getting actually weight. And then at the end of the month, she finished up with a 3.7. So at that point, the pediatrician told us, relax, let her sleep. She's gaining weight, we're good. And from now on, I guess you're just gonna get bigger and bigger, Luna. Okay, so that's the diapering and the cycles. So remember, a cycle: feeding, diapering, a little bit of playing, and sleeping. Those 4 items, that's your life, and that's the things I'm covering today. So let's go with the feeding. We're obviously doing a little bit of combo here. My wife is breastfeeding, and we're doing formula. And then obviously we're gonna start transitioning out of the breastfeeding at some point. But for the formula, we're using the Baby Brisa Formula Pro Maker, and it's amazing because you press a button and it literally gets you the formula there. Super important that you clean it very well. It actually tells you to clean it every 4 cycles, but we clean it like aggressively to make sure that everything is fine. But it's really nice, and she seems to you know, the mixing is good. It has a little bit of setup, but it's definitely a product that I would recommend entirely because it saves you. I don't even know what it is to like get the powder and like mix it and like making sure that all of the time you just press the button and it goes. We are using distilled water, so I got a bunch of gallons of that from CVS or around the corner, Key Foods, and then we just got distilled water to use with that. But it's really good. Obviously, when my wife is breastfeeding, it's much easier because she just goes and breastfeeds, and that's the end of the story. So it's good. Okay, so the baby breast is really good. The thing with feeding is that Luna and your baby needs to drink from a bottle, and these bottles is how they get sick because that's where the bacteria grows, and like that's what everybody scares you. So far, Luna, you made it 1 month without any sickness. Knock on wood. I hope it continues like that. But apparently, cleaning of the bottles has to do a lot for it. So what we also did, we got the baby Brisa a Washer Pro 2. Is it Washer Pro 2? Well, Washer Pro. And the good news here is that this thing washes 4 bottles at a time. It does the washing, it does the sterilizing, and it does the drying. So when you put it in and you press the button and you put the little capsule to wash, the thing comes at the other end of the cycle, all sanitized and ready to go for Luna. We, as an engineer, I try to like really think about like the perfect amount of bottles that we needed here, not to like ever be in a situation that we don't have a bottle, because that would be traumatic to have Luna crying and not where she could drink a bottle, and in case that my wife was not available to breastfeed. So what we did is we got 9 bottles in our baby registry, and like thank you all of our friends, so much love and support, it's been amazing. And we got 9 bottles. So every time that the 4th dirty bottle hits, I go ahead and wash it. Obviously sometimes I miss 1 cycle, 2 cycles, and we get to like 5, 6 dirty bottles, but it's fine because at the end of the day you wash them and you have the other ones. The point is we always have clean bottles. And then we keep rotating that, we're learning. We got different bottles to try it out, and we can like, Luna is liking some more than others, and that's good. We're getting like the handle of like what she wants and what she prefers. Okay, so the bottles, basically keep washing them. Obviously you don't have to use this product, life continues, but make sure that you put into your schedule, making sure you always have sanitized and sterilized bottles ready to go. You do not want to be in a situation where you don't have a bottle and you have your baby crying, because when Luna cries, when you cry for being hungry, it's very stressful. It's like you're loud, and I feel like I'm a terrible dad because I'm not feeding you, and it's tough. But you have bottles, and you have the formula maker, and your mom has been breastfeeding you very well, so you have nothing to complain about, Luna, when you watch this. Anyways, so the feeding part, that's bottles, I think, is like the big lesson that I had there for life. Diapering. He or she, your baby is gonna poo, and it's gonna poo a lot, and it's gonna pee all the time. It happens so much so far in just a month that I'm like literally changing Luna, and by the time I'm changing, she decides that she's not done, and then she just continues going. And what's up? Maybe everything falls on the hatch, and I'm glad that it is too clean, or everything goes on their clothes. So that also happens. I'm not gonna embarrass you too much with this one, Luna, but the point is you are gonna need a lot of diapers. There are a million brands. Probably just like the formula, make sure you always have diapers at home. You don't want to be in a situation without diapers. We just have boxes and boxes, and and make sure that I oversupply here, because I don't want to be in a situation where we don't have it. On that note, your baby's gonna use clothes a lot. If you have a washer and dryer, which is common, you're probably saying like, obviously we do. In New York, it's not that common, but we do have one, and it's running all day long. Washing. You need special detergent for the baby, and you just go ahead and use that. But it's gonna run all the time. Now, don't wait until you have a big amount of clothes to wash. Just wash it as probably once a day, and if you have more clothes, then more luxury to you to spread it out. But for Luna, we didn't really get a lot of clothes for you, Luna. You're gonna see all your pictures and videos are gonna be very similar, but you have beautiful onesies, and the beautiful onesies do get dirty quite a bit. She goes through multiple onesies per day because she spits in it, and like they just get dirty or they get sweaty, whatever. Point is, you're gonna spend a lot of your time washing clothes, but it's little clothes. It's different than our laundry. It's just easier. It's just you need to be in the mentality as father to make sure that the laundry is running at a particular time in the day. If you time it like every 24 hours and like run it like that, that might work for you. But it's just important to keep in your mind. All right, diapering, clothes, good. Sleeping is the hardest part. both for the baby and for you. Swaddling is the name of the game. Babies have these motor reflexes that if you don't swaddle them, they kind of like jump and then they wake up and then it's a disaster, end of the cycle. So you have to swaddle them. And when you swaddle them, the idea here is that their legs, they can move them a little bit and their hands are very much tight. Like you feel like you're like really trapping your baby there, but that's so that when they have the reflex, that they just kind of like jump like this and they don't wake up. They actually like it. But swaddling, the art of swaddling depends. It really reflects how long your baby is going to sleep. So learn how to swaddle or get one of the cool swaddles. We happen to have one Halo one that she's liking a lot. And it's like literally like she's trapped. There is nothing she can do. But we also do like the Muslim blankets and they're very nice. Babies do break it and I'm terrible at swaddle. I think that's my weakness. I'm a really bad swaddler. And then I'm learning how to do it better so Luna can sleep better, because I'm telling you, a bad swaddle means she's not going to sleep a lot of hours because all the little movements, she's going to break it sooner. And then there is a reflex. We're at the end of the cycle before the 3 hours and we're back to square one. So definitely swaddle, I think is super important. And then the other thing is the temperature of the room. You want to make sure your baby is between 20 and 22 Celsius. If you're thinking, what do you mean Celsius? That means you're American. Look it up. Sorry. Yeah, I'm in America, but we use Celsius. You want to stay between 20 and 22. And that's ideal. That way you can swaddle the baby and everything is fine. We did not realize this right away. So the first week, Luna, you were on a little bit of a heat rush because the room was too hot. We didn't realize it. So we learned fast, and then the pediatrician tell us what we were doing wrong, and now you have a very, very, very cold and nice room where you're sleeping, and now you're loving it. So it's super important to make sure that your AC is at that temperature. If you happen to be in the winter, I imagine you have a different problem. We're in the summer right now, but if it's too cold, I guess that's also an issue. Not an issue for us, but I guess that's something that you can definitely deal with. Okay, so we went over feeding, diapering, sleeping. You're in this together. Hopefully, you're in this together. Raising the baby is super hard. The more help you get, the better. My wife, my mother-in-law and I are in this together. My mother-in-law is leaving soon, so it's really going to be just my wife and I. But remember that there's going to be stressful situations, and when the baby cries, I feel like all of the nerves of everybody go on edge, and you just want to solve things like that. I'm a super relaxed person, and I get super stressed when Luna starts crying and I need to do something. It has been good for us to just take a breather and like, okay, let's breathe, let's relax, let's take turns. So right now I'm actually recording because my wife and my mother-in-law went out to dinner, and that's absolutely fine. Sometimes you just need to really take a walk and relax and have your partner and counterpart, help with the stuff. I do it all the time too, and then we change, and then I go out and walk and stuff. This is important. It's important because remember, the cycle is not end. Baby is not gonna go anywhere, ever. We need to take breaks. If you happen to have support, definitely use it. You don't have to suffer through everything together, is my point of view. Like, that's why even we're shifting like the night shifts and the morning shifts, because if we both suffer on the same things, we're like just using double the battery on ourselves for no reason, because we could split it. That being said, during the day we're super happy playing with you, Luna, so we're like literally just sitting down together, 3 people feeding you because you're so cute. But during the night, definitely not. We just feed you and put you to sleep. So that's that. Take turns, take mornings, take your time to relax. If you happen to be on this by yourself, triple kudos to you. Try to look support for friends and family. If not, then at least know that everybody respects you a million times for doing this alone. But gladly, that's not the case for that. And one thing that we really realize is that this is going to be a marathon, more than a marathon. This is never going to end. We're going to be taking care of you, Luna, forever. So the first month, which is just 31 days, is just the beginning. So I think it's super important to live the present. I found myself thinking a lot about like, oh, when I can go to the park with Luna, when Luna's going to talk, when I'm going to teach her things, and when she's going to ask me things, and I'm going to tell her, oh yeah, Santa Claus doesn't exist, I'm sorry. And then, all these things are super exciting. But the reality is we need to live in the present, because the whole lifetime, and this is something my wife keeps telling me, like, enjoy this moment, enjoy the moment that she can lay down on your chest and pass out, and it's so cute. And I have like a million pictures already, but it's so cute. And try not to think too much about the future, like the fast future, because you will get there. This is my timeline, and I keep thinking about this zone, I am missing the today. And the today is so important because this is the cycle that I'm living through right now. And it's not gonna come back. Nothing in her life is gonna come back. So being present, being there for the moment really makes a huge difference. And it's something that I'm struggling with because I keep like daydreaming, but it's something I keep reminding myself. And I think after a month, Luna, I'm paying a lot of attention about the today and what is it that you need today, and live in the moment, because I think that is very, very, very valuable. Both stopped drinking when we found out that my wife was pregnant. When my wife stops breastfeeding, we're gonna probably drink again, and we'll tell you that. But right now, that's not something we're doing and not something we're coping with. So we eat a lot of ice cream. It's great, and it makes us happy. And the reason I say this is just find escapes, right? Find something that makes you relax, and that's something that lets you decompress and recharge your energy. Because the thing is, if you go cycle through cycle through cycle through cycle non-stop and not finding time for yourself, you will run out of batteries soon. So we are finding those things that like relax us a little bit and kind of like recharge a little bit, and then tackle the next cycle again over and over again. Definitely find that for the balance. Look, finally, this has been such an incredible experience. A lot of my colleagues and friends were telling me that this was going to be hard. They were not lying. This is tough. This is definitely a different life of living. The non-stop sleeping is crazy. But I'm very happy to go through this, Luna. I'm very happy to be your dad. I'm very happy to raise you and see you grow from 2.98 kilos to 3.7 plus now. And I cannot wait until we keep going through the second, third, fourth month, and you're gonna start smiling and doing all the little cute things that you're gonna do. I don't know, let's see. Maybe I'll feel like recording this every month, maybe not. The thing is that if I do, then you're gonna have to watch it when you grow, and that's gonna be really funny. But nevertheless, future dads, you can make it. It's fine. Time will go by and you will make it. Do not go blind thinking that this is not a big change. It is a massive, massive shift in thinking and life. Get it through your head right now. Get ready and enjoy it. I reply to all the comments, so feel free to comment if you want. I'm happy to talk. I mean, this is just a dude, a Brooklyn dad, talking to other dads in the world and recording for her daughter. So thank you for watching. That was a long one. Hopefully we get to travel soon. Luna already got her passport, so that's good. And we're gonna continue our adventures in our channel and traveling around the world and showing you the cool things. I might add some product reviews. We'll see. But like for example, these baby Brisa things are amazing. I might just review them because I like them. But anyways, other than that, stay classy. keep going, and thank you for watching. And Luna, keep growing. You're such a gorgeous baby. I feel like I should show you Luna before I cut off, right? But she's sleeping. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, but I'm gonna bring Luna as soon as the cycle is over. I'm gonna show you and she can say hello, and then we call it a day. Sounds good? Cool. All right, Luna, show up. All right, guess who woke up here? Our beautiful Lunita is up, and I think she's ready for the next cycle. She slept 2 hours and 50 minutes. And are you ready to eat again, Miss Luna? That's a yes. So we gotta go. It was great to talk to all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching the end. You do get a little bit of a Luna action. You want to say anything to the people, Amor? That's right. She doesn't have time for any of you. You will see much more of Luna in the channel. Thank you all. See ya.